10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, keep the head. Hold on to the bed. God.
Right. This is scary. Gervonta Tank Davis is working on his versatility. We already know he has that ultimate equalizer, that special God-gifted one-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's very durable, has a chin, never seen him visibly hurt. Gervonta Tank Davis also has great footwork.
Gervonta Tank Davis has shocked the boxing world with jaw-dropping training footage ahead of his highly anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. The clip has convinced many boxing insiders to back Davis as the favorite for their upcoming WBA lightweight title clash this August. Legendary boxing commentator Jim Lampley, the longtime voice of HBO boxing, was especially impressed, confidently predicting that Davis will earn his 31st career victory and an incredible 29th knockout in the rematch. With such explosive form, Davis is once again proving why he's one of boxing's most feared finishers.
And if he doesn't win it, then it's exactly what I thought it was, which is another event in the ongoing, very successful career of a unique fighter. And I think that Tank Davis is a unique fighter because of his precision.
Lamont Roach Jr. has done his best to stay optimistic ahead of the rematch, with Jim Lampley noting that Roach has emphasized his past experience watching Gervonta Davis in the amateur ranks. Roach believes he understands the WBA lightweight champion's precise and powerful style, and he's motivated to turn his dreams into reality by pulling off a career-defining upset. He also recognizes the massive financial opportunities that would come with a shocking victory. However, Lampley pointed out that while Roach impressed in their first encounter, he didn't convincingly win. Instead, Roach simply exceeded expectations rather than truly outclassing Tank Davis.
And if he doesn't win it, then it's exactly what I thought it was, which is another event in the ongoing, very successful career of a unique fighter. And I think that Tank Davis is a unique fighter because of his precision, the style in which he fights, and the level of power that he's able to apply, particularly with the left hand.
Gotcha. So last weekend, Jim,
what Lamont Roach Jr. has yet to do is offer a convincing strategy for solving the puzzle that is Gervonta Tank Davis, a fighter known for a devastating streak of violent knockouts that has made him one of boxing's fastest rising stars. Despite Roach's optimism, Jim Lampley remains impressed with Davis, especially following his last performance. It's not just Tank's punishing power that stands out, but the complete package he brings at 135 pounds, making him a truly formidable force in the ring.
So overwhelmed by what I saw that I compared him openly in the chat and here on Media Row to a young Roberto Duran. My good friend Dan Rayfield pointed out to me, quote, he's 29 years old, he hasn't fought.
Even without his devastating punching power, Gervonta Tank Davis would still be an elite lightweight, says Jim Lampley. His slick southpaw stance, crafty boxing IQ, sharp footwork, and intense killer instinct already put him a level above most. But it's his raw, fight-ending power that truly separates him from the pack. Davis doesn't just defeat opponents, he obliterates them in explosive, often terrifying fashion. Like a seasoned predator, he stalks patiently, counters with precision, and then erupts into sudden, overwhelming violence to end fights in the blink of an eye. His knockouts are not only brutal but cinematic, reminiscent of a young Mike Tyson during his early, destructive rise. Yet unlike Tyson at that stage, Davis has already matured, and still dominates, shocking every challenger.
Body. There's no way in the world you should be comparing him to Duran. But I was thinking of the spectacular punching power for a 135-pound fighter, comfortable will to violence, the ability to apply the violence the way he did. And it was an impressive show. I agree.
Lamont Roach Jr., a 29-year-old from Washington, D.C., currently holds the WBA junior lightweight title and has won 6 consecutive fights since losing a 2019 title bout to Jamal Herring by unanimous decision. While that defeat was a major setback, Roach insists he's grown as a fighter, and his performance in the first clash with Gervonta Davis reflected that progress. However, Jim Lampley believes the outcome of their upcoming August rematch remains crystal clear in Davis's favor.
He's not fought the kind of opposition at this point in his career that Duran had fought at age 29, so I was a little bit overboard.
You know, we acknowledged his talent beforehand about the combination of speed and power, but I asked you,
Lamont Roach Jr. has a strong boxing background and is undeniably skilled, Jim Lampley acknowledged. But reflecting on the first fight, Lampley recalled asking the most seasoned boxing writer he knew about Roach's chances. The response? The same chance a caterpillar has crawling into the path of a steamroller. That was before their first bout. Now, after seeing how Roach challenged Davis, Lampley believes the experience has only ignited a fire in Tank, making him even more focused, motivated, and dangerous heading into the rematch.
Right. This is scary. Gervonta Tank Davis is working on his versatility. We already know he has that ultimate equalizer, that special God-gifted one-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's very durable, has a chin, never seen him visibly hurt. Gervonta Tank Davis also has great footwork.
Jim Lampley predicts a middle-round TKO victory for Gervonta Tank Davis, setting the stage for potential blockbuster matchups with stars like Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn Davis, both of whom, he believes, would stand a better chance than Lamont Roach Jr. Even Tank's longtime rival Clarissa Shields couldn't help but praise his recent training performance. "I think Lamont Roach did a great job in the first fight," Shields said. "If he had just been a little more aggressive, he might have earned a clear unanimous decision. But he kept letting off the gas." Looking ahead to the rematch, Shields believes Roach will be more dangerous, knowing now that he can take Tank's punches. He's going to take those shots, give them right back, and keep the pressure on this time, she added.
I think he would be better, even a better fighter, if he went and did therapy like ASAP. Because I can just tell like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight, you know. So I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now would have the mental edge over Tank, because to me, he just needs to take some serious time to, like, you know, deal with whatever he's having to deal with.
Despite favoring Roach in the rematch, Clarissa Shields acknowledged Tank's explosive power and elite skill set, ultimately offering a surprisingly balanced prediction that respected both fighters' abilities and left room for uncertainty.
Let's switch gears real quick to Tank and Lamont Roach. Is that the right opponent for Tank?
I don't know why everybody's sleeping on Lamont, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very kid, very skilled. You know, Tank is Tank. You know, and when I think of Tank, I'm like, he's a bad man. He can fight, he's tough. I know we had our list or whatever. At the end of the day, when we talk about just boxing.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I don't know why everyone's sleeping on Lamont, Clarissa Shields said, defending Roach's credibility ahead of his rematch with Gervonta Tank Davis. He's got a decorated amateur background, he's a sturdy kid, and he's very skilled. Shields was quick to recognize Roach's talent while still giving Tank his due. Tank is Tank, and when I say that, I mean he's a bad man. He can fight, he's tough, and he brings that fire into the ring. Though her feud with Davis is well documented, Shields made it clear that her respect for his boxing abilities remains intact. "I know we've had our back and forth, But at the end of the day, if we're just talking boxing, he's a good fighter, and I'm definitely looking forward to watching that fight. When asked whether the matchup was worthy of pay-per-view status, Shields didn't hesitate. I've always bought any fight Tank's been in on pay-per-view, and I think Lamont Roach is worth watching too. This fight's going to be technical, skillful, and, as always, we'll see the power of Tank on display. Let the best man win.
I look forward to watching that fight.
Is this a pay-per-view fight though? Would you buy it? Are you gonna buy it?
I love any fight that Tank has happened. I think that Lamont Roach is worth watching. I think that this fight is going to be very technical, very and as always, we're going to see the power of Tank on display.
Absolutely. And Lamont Roach, do you have a relationship with him?
I know I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
The training footage showed Gervonta Davis displaying blistering speed unlike anything fans had seen from him before, a dangerous trait in boxing, where it's the punch you don't see that does the most damage. One surprising voice weighing in was Terrence Crawford. Although his comments were generally positive, he appeared to withhold full credit from Davis. Without naming him directly, Crawford posted on X in a way that made it clear who he was referencing, subtly downplaying Davis's accolades despite the undeniable intensity of the footage.
You know, if you can punch, you can punch.
Okay.
You know, it may not have the same effect that it did on a smaller guy, on a bigger guy, but if you sharp, you sharp.
I hope Lamont is ready for the kind of work this guy is putting in. He's going crazy out there, no lie, one observer commented after watching Gervonta Tank Davis's latest training footage. Davis was seen hammering the punching bag with ruthless precision before switching to pad work with his trainer, where he showcased jaw-dropping hand speed. He also spent several minutes shadowboxing, moving with intent and explosiveness. The standout feature of the session? Pure, electrifying speed, faster than ever before. Combined with his already vicious punching power, this makes Davis a nightmare opponent. The speed alone, when paired with his destructive intent, points to one outcome: a devastating knockout. In this form, Tank is expected to be even more lethal in the rematch, landing blows Roach simply won't see coming.